hungry ghosts are the weakest race in the monster forest. Every day, they can only survive by eating carrion. They are always beaten by other stronger monsters. But one day, the weak hungry ghost suddenly became powerful and crazily hunted down other races. Since then, hungry ghosts have become the top predators in the food chain. Surprisingly, the reason behind this change was a human. Hanso was a promising young weightlifter of Korean sports. During a competition, he tried to lift a 10-ton weight for the audience's applause. A show-off move that went wrong brought an unexpected result. The young man was reincarnated into another world. As soon as he opened his eyes, Hanso saw a flock of crazy-faced chickens in front of him. He thought he ate too much chicken breast and was still haunted by chickens when he went to hell. But these guys were nothing compared to Hanso, so they were smashed by him. At this moment, Hanso suddenly realized that he could see the information and status of the chickens like in a game. Unexpectedly, although they looked crazy, they had a high amount of protein. In his hunger, Hanso ate the whole flock. After eating, Hanso realized the truth that he was reincarnated into the body of a skinny young man. His hard work of building a six-pack body for years was wasted. Fortunately, Hanso still retained his strength. He pulled out a big tree with his bare hands and put it on his shoulder to train and regain his shape. 3 months later, Hanso's body was more muscular. But that was nothing compared to his previous life. Seeing the chickens that were fat and muscular, he decided to eat more protein. At this time, something suddenly appeared behind Hanso. He turned around and was shocked to see that it was a giant chicken. Because Hanso had eaten all of its children, it came to take revenge. Knowing that he was not a match for this creature, he immediately ran away. Just one hit from it would crush his body. While running away, Hanso couldn't help but envy the chicken's chest muscles that were as big as Lee ducks. Those gym guys who lifted weights for more than 180 minutes were crazy. A man and a chicken chased each other in the forest. Hanso was running away when 2 crazy chickens suddenly popped out from the bushes. They mocked him, saying that he deserved it for eating their brothers the other day, and now he was facing karma. Hanso was very angry, but he couldn't do anything to them because behind him was a mad chicken that wanted to eat him. While running away, Hanso accidentally activated his eagle eye skill. From then on, he discovered the name of the giant chicken was Kokat Rizit and its weight was 1.2 tons. When you eat the breast of Kokat Rizit, you will unlock a rare skill, which is muscle recovery. Seeing that, Hanso decided to stop running and stay to fight it. He valued his muscles more than his life. That was crazy. Most people thought that the way to develop muscles was to exercise, but that was not true. Actually, the muscles would be damaged, and then, the strength and ability of the muscles would decrease. When we absorb enough nutrients and rest properly, the injured muscle fibers will start to grow faster than normal. That process is called muscle recovery. Hanso thought that if he could eat this chicken, his old muscles would come back to him. While fighting, Hanso unintentionally activated the skill of masturbating, and with one punch, he blew up the head of the giant chicken. He also successfully begged for its life. That was another protein intake to increase his muscles. Warning. Muscle endurance has been worn out, muscle contraction has been activated to recover. That night, Hanso had a delicious grilled chicken meal. But Hanso didn't know that in the nearby forest, there were greedy eyes staring at him with hunger and drooling. Actually, those people were just 3 residents here. Because they hadn't smelled meat for a long time, they reacted like that. They recognized Hanso as the one who defeated the giant chicken Kokat Rizit, the terror of the forest. At first, the 3 people didn't dare to approach Hanso because they thought he was very dangerous. But they were too greedy. The 3 young men then sat down to chew betel. How shameless at this time. Hanso asked who they were, and they said they were hungry ghosts from the Alimai region. He immediately activated his eye skill to examine their information. Indeed, they did not lie. Hanso felt quite curious because this was the first time he met a creature like a hungry ghost. A hungry ghost revealed that they were looking for the person who defeated Kokat Rizitris and asked Hanso if he had any information. He also admitted that he was the one who killed it and apologized for thinking that this chicken had an owner. The three young hungry ghosts were overjoyed. Then, they began to explain that, because the most powerful monster had died, a war for territory between the races had broken out in Alimai. Kokat Rizitris was not very intelligent, but it was extremely aggressive when its territory was invaded. Their purpose was to ask Hanso to help the hungry ghost tribe. However, he refused, because he was busy training to regain his previous shape. The three young hungry ghosts were very disappointed, so they had to say goodbye to Hanso and return to their village. Hanso saw them leave empty-handed, so he told them to take some chicken meat to eat. Anyway, he couldn't eat it all by himself. The hungry ghost thanked Hanso for his generosity. They hadn't eaten meat for a long time, so they were very happy. At this time, one of the three was about to bend down to pick up a piece of meat. Hanso saw that and was very annoyed. He stopped him, then he began to explain to the other party that lifting heavy objects with the wrong posture would cause back injuries, which was very dangerous. The young hungry ghost was still confused, not understanding what he was talking about. Don't you guys know what deadlift is? What is that? This is the first time we hear the name. No wonder your arms and legs are skinny like sticks. Hanso remembered his physical education teacher in elementary school once taught him a few things. Hanso pointed out that when you teach someone else, you will truly master it. If your muscles stop growing, try teaching someone else, it will help you. Hanso felt that his teacher's words made sense. So he decided to help the three young hungry ghosts transport the meat back to their village. Inside the village of the Hungry Ghost clan, Hanso was being welcomed by the Hungry Ghost King himself. The Hungry Ghost King thanked Hanso for providing food for the villagers. But while talking, he only paid attention to the strange structure of his body. His arms and legs were skinny, while his belly was full of fat. This was a sign of obesity caused by laziness. He probably liked to drink and eat greasy food like my old boss with a hairy mouth and a fat belly. Skipping the greetings, Hanso told the Hungry Ghost King to get to the point. He asked him why he called him here. The Hungry Ghost King revealed that they were in trouble because of the death of the giant chicken Kokat Rizitris. The Hungry Ghost clan was the weakest force in Alimai. They had neither physical strength nor skills, so they had to eat rotten corpses to survive. Hanso said he knew nothing about this. The Hungry Ghost King was very angry. He immediately ordered his subordinates to arrest the three hungry ghosts who had brought Hanso to the village. Very quickly, the three were captured and brought before the Hungry Ghost King. He asked them, "Do you still not know your sins?" Then he ordered his subordinates, "Bring that thing out. You have to be loyal to the strong. That is the law of the jungle. It has existed for a long time. So I wanted to lure the one who defeated Kokat Rizitris and make him loyal to me. But you dare to deceive me like that, then pay with your lives." Skill of double weight and strength. As soon as the Hungry Ghost King wanted to punish the three, Hanso blocked his mace with his bare hand, wasting other people's time and bullying the weak. Is this the culture of this village? I have activated my skill, but maybe I haven't used my strength properly. If not, how could a weak human like him withstand my attack? The Hungry Ghost King thought Hanso was just lucky, so he started to brag to him to show his real skill. My skill is heavy mace. I can increase the weight of the weapon from 2 to 10 times. With the current mana of the Hungry Ghost King, he could increase the weight of the mace by 4 times. The mace weighed 32 pounds times 4 was nearly 130 pounds. Plus the swing force of the Hungry Ghost King, the destructive power was even more terrifying. But Hanso just used his hand to block it and did nothing. The mace broke itself in his terrified eyes. Then, Hanso easily subdued the Hungry Ghost King with just 2 fingers, holding his weak point. He was so scared that he dared not move. Showing off his coolness, Hanso also did not forget to flex. Thanks to the bodybuilding exercises, he was so strong. But none of them had ever heard of those exercises. So Hanso challenged the Hungry Ghost King to a deadlift contest to explain to the Hungry Ghost Village what bodybuilding was. If Hanso lost, he would have to be the Hungry Ghost King's subordinate. Hanso reminded him not to forget to keep the correct posture, or he would get injured in the back. At this moment, the Hungry Ghost King suddenly smiled wickedly. It turned out that he had another skill, called Heavy Blank, which could reduce the weight of objects. Once this skill was activated, the weight of the barbell was only 1/4. Like that, the Hungry Ghost King successfully lifted the 200-pound weight. But the truth was that it only weighed 50 pounds. It was Hanso's turn. He told everyone below to watch his movements and posture carefully before lifting the weight. Hanso had to warm up to heat up. The muscles were stretched so that they would not cramp when training. Deadlift or deadlift is a whole-body exercise, in which the lower body is used the most. The first movement is to stand straight, with the feet shoulder-width apart. The second is to puff out the chest as much as possible and keep the posture straight by putting the weight on the back. Next, take the center of gravity from the middle of the foot and slowly lift the weight up through the lower body and through the whole body. Finally, lift the weight to the level of the knees. At this point, the Hungry Ghost King secretly played a trick that made the 200-pound barbell of Hanso multiplied many times. But, no matter what tricks he used, he was not afraid. Hanso not only lifted the weight but also threw it into the air, making the villagers amazed. Seeing this scene, the whole village, including the Hungry Ghost King, immediately knelt down, begging him to be their boss. Since then, Hanso officially became the leader of the Hungry Ghost Village. From the Hungry Ghost King, Hanso learned a few more things. This was a completely different world from Earth, but there were also legends about people who crossed over here who could return to their original world. This world was called Lysa, had a strong belief and a concept of big fish eating small fish in the literal sense. The name of the Hungry Ghost King was Gulu, so from now on he would call him that. Gulu led Hanso to the training ground for the warriors of the Hungry Ghost tribe. It was called a training ground for the sake of sounding good, but in fact this place was an empty land with nothing. Hanso ordered everyone in the village to quickly gather at the training ground. They didn't understand what the new leader wanted to do, but they still obeyed, standing in a neat line. Hanso thought that hungry ghosts were weak creatures, only living on the leftovers of other races. But that would not happen anymore if they had a healthy body. In the next 3 months, he would train them to become real warriors. If they could complete the training, they would no longer be despised by other races. The first exercise in Hanso's training course was push-ups. This exercise was very simple, but it was not easy to do it correctly. It would help the chest and arm muscles become firm. The task of the hungry ghost was to learn how to do push-ups that day. 3 hours later, they were exhausted after doing about 700 push-ups in the midday sun. Meanwhile, Hanso had done more than 20,000 push-ups with a rock on his back. He even felt that it was not enough. He also told Gulu and Lo to make a heavier rock. The hungry ghost who was watching also had to sweat. They wondered what the leader ate to be so strong. At that time, everyone in the village was tired. Some even said that it was better to let Gulu be the leader as before. Because training like this was torture, who could bear it? Hanso heard their comments and was very angry. You only have this weak spirit, that's why you are called the weakest. Do you really accept being called the weakest? This is a wild place where only the strong can survive. Do you want to live like a coward, only running away when your friends, relatives, family are slaughtered? If you are just trash, then get out. I refuse to train you. But those who dare to stay here and continue to do push-ups, I will give you the strength to protect the things that matter. After being enlightened by Hanso, the hungry ghost village understood the importance of training. They all decided to stay and continue to practice. No one left, No matter how tired they were, they tried to complete the first training session. The more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. Hanso inspired everyone to become stronger. Thus, the village of Hungry Ghost understood that a good coach is not only someone who knows a lot about muscles, nor someone who reaches the limit of the body. The best coach is someone who can lift up the determination and fighting spirit of others. At that moment, Hanso's eye-catching skill was also upgraded to level 2. Time passed by, and in the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. On the trail leading to the village of Hungry Ghost, a group of strangers appeared. They were the lizard people. Today, the lizard people decided to attack and conquer the village of Hungry Ghost to turn it into a colony. But they did not know that their actions had been detected by Hanso early. He immediately ordered the Hungry Ghost warriors to prepare for battle. This was their first battle after 3 months of training. At this time, the lizard people had entered the canyon. Suddenly, from above, countless rocks fell down, making them unable to react. Very quickly, some of them were seriously injured by the rocks and could not stand up. Now, they realized that they had fallen into the ambush of the Hungry Ghost. The young people in the village were no longer the weakest, but everyone had bulging muscles. The lizard leader had to quickly think of a strategy to deal with them. Otherwise, failure would only be a matter of time. The leader sensed Gulu's mana, so he thought that he was the leader of Hungry Ghost. He decided to challenge Gulu to a one-on-one duel to turn the situation around. "You Hungry Ghost, come out. Don't be cowardly hiding behind your subordinates anymore. Come down here and fight me hand to hand. Mr. Hanso, how will you respond to his provocation?" Hanso couldn't help but remember the old days when he raised a crocodile as a pet. It had a very powerful bite force, up to 2 tons. But the crocodile still couldn't bite the muscles that had been trained by the main character, and even lost its teeth after biting. "You've been my pet for quite a long time." From then on, he remembered how to deal with reptiles. Hanso immediately jumped down, pinned the leader to the ground. "First, you have to flip these lizards over so that they lie on their backs and expose their bellies. Next, stare into their eyes. When the animals are young, you need to show them that you are stronger than them." Indeed, when faced with Hanso's scary eyes, the opponent quickly surrendered. He didn't know if this human would bite him or not, but the result of the battle with the lizard of the demon clan was an overwhelming victory. In a place not far from Alimai, there is the kingdom of Viros. It is an honor that such a small country has such outstanding talents as all of you. We entrust you with the task of investigating the disappearance of Cockatrice. We obey your orders, Count Viros. Is it really okay to give such an important task to these young warriors, General? Haha, don't worry too much, Count Viros. Although they are still very young, they are all rare geniuses. Labor uses flashy swordsmanship to play with his opponents. He is a master of swordsmanship. Henda uses a heavy sword, which has the power to knock away any weapons of the enemy. If the two of them fight together, nothing can defeat them except for dragons. Well, I guess the warrior who looks quite simple behind them must be an outstanding character, right? His name seems a bit hard to say. I don't know much about his abilities. Labor and Henda suggested that he go with them, because the 3 of them have been friends since childhood. And also because the 2 geniuses like him. Then, the 3 of them went into the forest to investigate the mysterious disappearance of Cockatrice. On the trunk of a nearby tree, there was a hungry ghost who was aiming his bow at them. However, Labor was faster than him and pierced him with a sword. At this time, the other 2 were surrounded by Hungry Ghost. Henda was not afraid and immediately swung his heavy sword. Because it was a heavy weapon with great destructive power, wherever it went, there was a pile of Hungry Ghost. The remaining young man had an easy job. He didn't do anything and his 2 best friends had already dealt with the Hungry Ghost. Block felt quite jealous of his 2 friends. Because all 3 of them were taught by the same master, but only he was still weak. Maybe this is the difference between a genius and a normal person. At this time, in the Demon Clan village, the lizard group was learning the accelerated muscle training course from Hanso. "Thank you for everything you have done for us." "You're welcome. If you want to continue training, come over here." The village of Hungry Ghost also told the lizard people group that they had to train hard to grow as big as them. In the end, the lizard people left with a question: how could hungry ghosts, who were weak, become so muscular? That's unbelievable. A firm body. At first, I was very surprised when I looked at myself. When you train your muscles, you will feel sore and grow by recovering. However, if fatigue accumulates in the central nervous system, your training ability will be reduced. Or it can cause injury. To prevent this from happening, resting to reduce fatigue after training is called reloading. When the hungry ghost entered the 9th week of training, they also felt tired. So Hanso decided to give the whole village a day off from training. Unexpectedly, the next morning, their bodies developed noticeably. Not only their muscles, but their height also increased. Hanso used his eye-catching skill to evaluate hungry ghosts and found that their body fat percentage was very low, only 8%. Even he didn't expect the hungry ghost to progress so fast. Because there was no toys or way to suck the lizard people who had left. Hanso told the whole village to prepare dinner quickly. A young man asked him, "Can they go hunting by themselves today?" It's not that they want to skip a training session or anything. But it's because they never had a chance to fight directly with their prey because Hanso was always the one who hunted. Gulu wondered if a strong hungry ghost bodybuilder could beat Hanso or not. He declared straightly that he could take on the whole village in weightlifting. Then everyone started to pack their luggage and go hunting. Even when they went, Hungry Ghost had to train their leg muscles according to Hanso's orders. At this time, a Hungry Ghost suddenly turned around while doing the exercise and injured his ankle. Hanso saw that and immediately told everyone to stop and check the wound for him. That night, Block was practicing sword alone in the forest. He wanted to become stronger so that he wouldn't have to hide behind his two friends when something happened, like this morning. So while everyone was sleeping, he worked hard to practice. Lur suddenly came over and reminded Block to put more force on his thumb, then his sword would be faster and stronger. It turned out that his practice sound had woken up his two friends. Henda reminded him that it was late at night. If he didn't go to sleep, his body would be tired tomorrow, because he didn't get enough sleep. At this time, from the forest, a group of lizards suddenly appeared and moved towards them. However, the target of the lizard group was not them, but seemed to be running away from something scary behind them. Behind them, there was also a flock of crazy chickens that were scared, as if they were being chased by something. It turned out that they had been pursued by Hanso in the Demon Clan village to get protein. From then on, a new ecosystem in the forest emerged, with Hanso at the top of the food chain. Back in the afternoon, they were hiding behind the leaves to observe the prey. They were fat chickens, with delicious and nutritious meat that increased muscle very quickly. However, the Demon Clan still felt afraid to face the flock of crazy chickens. At this time, a crazy chicken was hunting, but got stuck between two trees. Unexpectedly, the chicken suddenly crowded loudly, and its body instantly swelled up. In the blink of an eye, it knocked down the two trees easily. It was true that when hungry, even a chicken became dangerous. No wonder the demons were scared and didn't dare to hunt them. Seeing the strength of the crazy chicken, another demon went to find two other trees to test his strength. He didn't believe that after a few months of training, he was not stronger than a chicken. But despite trying his best, the two trees didn't budge at all. "I'll wait a minute and try again," he said. "You can rest for 3 minutes. You don't have to strain yourself. Pay attention to moving your heel." Hanso reminded him and he did the right movement, but it seemed that the roots were too deep, so he still didn't have enough strength to push it. At this time, Hanso suddenly paid attention to the chickens. While observing, he noticed the difference between the crazy chickens and the hungry ghost. They improved their muscles so steadily that I didn't notice this. "Mr. Hanso, what's wrong?" he apologized. "The reason why we can't do as well as them is because of me." "Is our posture wrong?" "No, it's not like that. It's just because your muscles have gotten used to my schedule," Hanso explained. "Starting from now, the village of Hungry Ghost has to change their training schedule. Everyone gather and start introducing new equipment and exercises. The thing behind me is a cable crossover, specially designed to change your usual routine. From now on, you will use them to train your inner chest muscles. If you do it right, you will easily defeat the chickens. That's our leader. He always knows the answer." The cable crossover exercise is used to stimulate the chest muscles to grow. It will lift your muscles to a new level. This exercise will only be effective if done correctly. It is one of the most difficult exercises for beginners. First, lean your upper body slightly and bend your knees slightly. Second, stand with your arms outstretched and keep your body steady in the middle position throughout the exercise. Limit movement. Third, place your body in the middle of the cable puller with a suitable L shape, like a bird trying to flap its wings. Then cross over again. Fourth, point your hands differently to stimulate different muscle groups on your chest. Make sure you don't shake and keep your arms steady. Don't take advantage of the pulling force of the cable. Having the leader teach them a new exercise. Hungry Ghost was very excited, and immediately implemented the new exercise. By the time they faced the crazy chickens, their chest muscles had grown a lot more. Unexpectedly, the chickens also upgraded their size, becoming bigger than before. Hungry Ghost was not afraid and continued to rush into the chickens, thanks to the strength from the new exercise. They added more power to them. Both sides decided to fight each other. Right in the forest. Hanso was outside using his eye-catching skill to observe the situation. He discovered that the crazy chickens had evolved into cocat ris, with a protein content of 132 pounds and a fat percentage of 12%. The demons realized that they were not the match of the chickens. If they didn't want the chickens to evolve, they had to stop their breast from growing. They had to stop the chickens. At this time, in the demon village, there was a person who was assigned to stay in guard. Guarding an empty house seemed boring, but Gullo didn't think so and felt very happy and free. Hanso was really a good person. But their tastes were completely different. That was why he had prepared this. Today's menu was crispy chicken skin, with ingredients including chicken skin, flour, chili powder, oil and salt. First, a knife was used to cut the chicken skin into equal pieces. If he fried it right away, it would smell, so before cooking, he had to use spices to remove the fishy smell. Next, he added chili powder to the flour and mixed well to create a magical mixture. Finally, he coated the mixture on the chicken skin and then fried it in a pan of hot oil, sizzling. That was how Gullo's golden, crispy, and crunchy chicken skin was done. Back to the battle in the forest, the demons were completely overwhelmed by the chickens. They had trained their chest muscles exactly as Hanso taught, but they still couldn't beat the chickens. Hanso explained simply that they had only trained for a few months, while since childhood, the crazy chickens had developed their chest muscles to hunt. Having a great chest like that was not easy, but it didn't mean that they had no way to win. They had to remember how they got here, and they had to train their roots first before they could exert their strength. The source of muscle strength was from the roots. Finally, they also realized that, if they only used their chest and lost, but if they combined it with the strength of their legs, then what? Let us see your effort and spirit. The demons were enlightened by the main character. They were very fierce and rushed to the flock of chickens, but the result was still being knocked away by the crazy chickens. At this time, Hanso realized that carrying heavy objects had exhausted them. Now, Hanso realized this, it was too late. After winning, the chickens began to despise, looking at them with half an eye. "You guys are too young." It was time for Hanso to show them who was the top creature in the food chain in this forest. The chickens saw that there was still someone who dared to challenge them, and they angrily rushed towards him. Facing that situation, Hanso was still very calm. He simply put a hand forward. The crazy chickens were rushing up, when suddenly in their eyes appeared slow-motion scenes from when they were just little eggs that had just hatched. A little bigger, they were taught by their parents how to hunt. When they grew up, they always had to compete with their peers. That process helped their chests develop strongly. However, today, their opponent was Hanso. In the end, he put them all in the pot without missing any. "Eat a lot of protein. Tomorrow, you will have to catch one by yourself," Hanso said. "Yes, sir. Those who hold chicken legs in their hands will have to do 300 push-ups." The next day, following Hanso's order, the demons will go hunting again. He warned them to be careful, if they get hurt they will not be able to train. Hanso will not go with them, because he is still busy training his chest. Because there is no leader to command the fight, the demons have to make their own plan of action. According to the calculation, yesterday Hanso alone caught 27 crazy chickens, so today's goal for everyone is to catch at least 50. They decided to split the team into 3 groups. If any group encounters danger, they will signal the other 2 groups to come and help. That's how the second hunt of the demon village officially began. At this time, 3 human boys had found the skeleton of the Kokat Rizitris that Hanso boiled. They didn't see its skull anywhere, it seemed that it had been destroyed by high-level magic. A person who can kill Kokat Rizitris with one blow must be as strong as the Great Wizard. Can we really take this mission? Don't worry, Block. Although you are the weakest in the group, we will not let you get hurt. The 3 were talking to each other when they suddenly felt the ground shake. It turned out that a team of demons was herding chickens nearby. Very quickly, the demons detected the 3 human boys, and they were also very surprised to see a bunch of strange 6-pack monsters for the first time. "Stop, humans are a cruel and murderous species. We don't know how they will behave. A reckless decision could endanger everyone. What are you doing, you demons?" was a way of expressing themselves before using their move. "Let's go call Team 1 and Team 2, we have to gain an advantage with numbers." The demons had figured out how to use their chest muscles to send signals to their comrades. Little did they know that this action had provoked the chickens and inadvertently helped them level up. The crazy chickens had evolved into Kokat monsters. Their faces also became less crazy in their anger and they immediately rushed towards the demons. Team 3 thought to themselves that they were doomed. However, in the midst of danger, the captains of Team 1 and Team 2 quickly arrived. The army had arrived, and the demons were no longer afraid of the Kokats. Now, they could use the secret move they had learned from Hanso. Push the weight in the right position. You did very well. When you can't do it right, you need someone to support you. But what should we do if we want to really feel our own strength in a safe way? The answer is Hanso's secret bodybuilding move. 4 demons coordinated with each other to form a group, and the attack of the person in front would carry the power of the 3 people behind. Based on the 4-person formation, the demons successfully defeated the chickens. There was 1 extra demon in the group, about to be caught by a Kokat. The 3 human youths decided to help him, because they were moved by the demon's solidarity in fighting. As soon as they joined forces to defeat the chickens, a new danger appeared, which was a giant Kokat Rhesus. Its eyes looked at everyone with rage. This Kokat Rhesus reminded them of a dragon, named Long Knot. The dragon was famous for being greedy and cruel. It was afraid that in the future other dragons could surpass it, so it took some extreme measures, which was to disperse its power, and this was also how Kokat Rizit, a species closely related to dragons, was born. This chicken was not a dragon, but for them, it was still a very dangerous creature. At this time, Hanso was still busy training his chest muscles, so he didn't know what was happening in the forest. Although his muscles grew slowly compared to his previous life, he still had plenty of time to adapt to the new world. 3 months had passed, and at first they were as skinny as anchovies. I had to teach them step by step, like teaching a newborn baby to walk. They almost gave up, but that was just a momentary thought. Finally, they tried with all their strength, and none of them gave up. That's why their bodies developed more and more, and now they seemed fine. "Sir, we have trouble. The chickens have grown too fast, and now everyone is in danger. If the situation continues like this, everyone will be doomed. Shut up and quickly show me the way," warning that energy exceeding the endurance of the muscles will be dangerous. "Do you want to cancel this skill? How dare you touch my kids?" Confirmed, continue to use the skill. Hanso stomped his foot to gain momentum, causing the ground around him to crack. Then, he flew into the air and disappeared in the blink of an eye. On this side, Labor and Hendo were fighting with the chicken. One person attracted its attention to distract it, while the other aimed at its weakness. Although the attack strategy was very reasonable and the chicken was also hit a few times in the vital spot, it was stronger than they thought. Very quickly, Labor was slapped by its wing and flew into the sky. The boy was seriously injured, but still signaled that he was alive to reassure his teammates. Seeing that, the demon team had to use the secret combat form. The final technique of the bodybuilder, planting the tower. But the chicken attacked too fiercely, so it didn't take long for the combined formation of everyone to be broken by it. When the demons were about to face danger, something came down to kill the chicken. The dust quickly dispersed. The person who just appeared was Gulu. As for Hanso, after jumping hard, he landed on the wrong spot. At this time, a bunch of giant chickens had come to surround Gulu. He was not afraid, but mocked the chickens. "Is that all you can do? That demon guy seems to be the Demon King. That long-range attack was quite impressive. What are you looking at? Do you think I came here without any preparation? Mr. Demon King, did you already have a plan? I have attracted their attention. Take the opportunity to wipe them out, Mr. Hanso. Please show up, leader. Why don't you show up? Where are you, leader?" The Demon King accidentally crowed at the chickens. This is hopeless. Unlike the ordinary demons, Gulu did not participate in the bodybuilding sessions, but his position did not change. Why could he maintain his position like that, even though the other demons in the village had become much stronger? That was because Gulu had been given a very important task by Hanso, which was to control the weight of everyone. Gulu had no choice but to continue to use his skill of increasing weight. Gulu's heavy blank skill had reached the maximum level and became stronger and stronger. While he was not paying attention, Gulu only used a stone to kill the giant chicken. However, now they called their brothers to come, so he was a bit nervous. The demons saw that, and began to cheer for Gulu. If he could defeat the chicken with a single blow, then he was really as strong as Hanso. No one could defeat this monster with a single blow. Maybe I am a genius, because since I was born, I have been different from the ordinary demons. Come on, you chickens. This great demon king will defeat you all. But as soon as he finished crowing, Gulu was smashed by the chicken in a flying move. We are really doomed, Henda. Labor, I'm sorry for always not being able to understand your jokes. In the last moments of life, there are still friends by my side. At least I will not be lonely. We will also try to reach the final muscle layer. Thank you, leader, for teaching us. The training was hard, but we were able to feel the joy of becoming stronger. If there is a next life, then once again, please teach us. In another place. Hanso had found the position where Gula fell. The demons were in danger. Please, leader, save them, activate the calm skill. Detected an overwhelming emotion. The calmness skill has been cancelled. What's going on? Why did the chickens suddenly run away? It turns out, the chickens sensed the threat from Hanso, so they ran to surround him. You can stop now. I'm being as calm as possible. Detecting an emotion that is superior to the calmness skill. The user will be controlled. The calmness skill will be cancelled in 1 day. This vibration in my chest, it must be Mr. Hanso. Who is Mr. Hanso that you are talking about? He is our teacher and also our leader. His muscles are more sensitive than all of us. Is that all? Words can't convey everything. When you meet him, you will understand. Why don't you tell me briefly so I can understand right away? Mr. Hanso is our new demon king. I still don't understand what they are saying. At this time, Hanso alone was facing a flock of giant chickens. He used a technique called one-handed weight press, and knocked one of them into the sky. 2 others saw that, and jumped up high and then stomped on the ground where Hanso was standing. Although he was pressed deep into the ground, he was not afraid but used the technique of lifting weights to throw them away, while jumping out of the hole. Hanso defeated another chicken. My ancestors taught that your species can grow muscles thanks to the vibrations in your chest. That's why I brought you here. This is the place. I can develop my muscles with my own chest. What about you? Can you do it? Hanso leaned his hand on the ground, and the shadow of a weight with infinite weight appeared behind him. His muscles suddenly expanded. He seemed to have turned into a giant. Then, he used the ultimate technique of squat god palm. The crazy chickens were beaten by him like nothing. Everyone arrived at the scene, and coincidentally witnessed Hanso killing the chickens. So this is the great demon king that the demons have mentioned? If he can reach this level with his hands, then is he not a person? I have used my legs too much, and I can't waste time. I don't know how long I can maintain this shape. But if I give up now, Hanso, then I will die from exhaustion. But it's better to die alone than to let the whole village suffer. If I give up now, then I won't have any face-to-face with the former demon king Gulu. Gulu, you volunteered to help me train, you just need to solve it with one move. Heavyweight maximum skill activated, restored 15% of muscle mass. Warning: muscle mass of chest and torso. Chest muscles of 3 people are very weak. Please quickly relax your chest muscles and your torso. Detecting risk of muscle damage, requesting relaxation of chest muscles and torso. Hanso, all of us will help you one by one. Then the chickens were defeated by everyone working together. Today we'll stop here for now, Gulu. We will miss you a lot. Before Hanso came, you were always arrogant. But now when you meet Hanso, you are a good person right away. Now who will help us get up here? Don't turn your back on us like these ungrateful ones. Hanso has worked hard today, Hanso. The sudden appearance of Gulu made everyone stand still for a few seconds. Why? We felt something wrong inside us. So before we came here, we slept for a while. Gulu, are you still alive? What is that? Don't rush the whole group like that. Stop, or I will give you a good beating. Welcome back, Gulu. From now on, let's protect and take care of everyone. He has destroyed all the Kokats by himself. He also killed Kokat Rizitris, right? That's right. I'm pretty sure, Lord Viros. That demon king is nothing to worry about. But that kid is definitely very dangerous. We still don't know when they will reveal their true nature. We have to think carefully to find a way to deal with him. By the way, where is Block? Didn't he come back with you? Hey, let me ask you, what are you doing? Hey, kid, are you trying to harm him? Wow, look at this, the generals are pretty good, no kidding. Don't treat block like an object anymore. Do you want to be stronger than your current self? That doesn't matter. What matters is behind him. Do you want it? You must have wanted to try it sometime, right? If you want, then stay here and train with me. We have no choice but to let him take block away like that. Boss, please save block from those damn monsters. We still don't know what they are training. It could be black magic. It's very unfortunate that someone was captured like that. But we can't risk it without knowing anything about them. Besides, your boss is not someone who would do something risky like that, right? Today we will teach them a lesson. You two get ready to fight. Why are you suddenly so excited? You don't look like yourself at all. Hey, get out of the way, old man. How dare you touch my student? We have to save block from those demons. At the demon village, today we have a new person to start, then let's practice squat first. What is squat? I will teach you. Come here. Squat is the best way to exercise to make your body firmer and also to build muscle. What are you doing, block? Are you trying to sit down? Okay, stop it. To be honest, you look like you are just standing up and sitting down. Instead, you have to put force on your thighs, that way you will not hurt your body. Spread your legs shoulder width apart, block. Like this, point your knees forward and go up and down as if you want to sit. You can do whatever you want with your arms, but do it decisively. Put force on your thighs and hips. It is called squat. You are doing pretty well for your first time. Have you ever practiced anywhere before? I learned swordsmanship. Really? Try squat again. Remember to do it decisively, okay? Can you raise your arms? Let me lift the weight on your arms. Stand in the right position. Squat. Okay, good. Everyone, give block a round of applause. This guy, even though he is squatting and lifting weights, he can still stand firmly in one position. As I thought, I have a good eye. That's what it means to train your body. Block. You followed me because you want to become stronger, right? Yes, that's right. I want to be strong like my friends. I'm just afraid that you can't do it. To be honest, I know very well that someone like me, no matter how hard I try, I can never compare to someone who has innate talent. But I still thank you very much, Hanso. If I had your guidance, I think I would at least be able to take care of everything by myself. What did you say? You will become stronger in a different way, strong enough to protect your friends. Block, you have a lot of potential. This is the first time someone else recognized my talent. That's enough, don't cry. The muscles have all gone away now. To meet the requirements, Hawkeye's level 2 skill has been upgraded to level 3, Mr. Hanso. Why did you bring the chicks? We can hunt the chickens, but we can't hunt them indiscriminately. Because if we do, there will be none left. We should prevent that before they go extinct. Mr. Hanso, these chickens grow very fast, so there will be no problem raising them. There are not many monsters that can wipe them out in Alimai. And now we are stronger than those chicks. But if they evolve, then no one can kill them except Mr. Hanso. You can't beat them, can you? You really can't, can you? Actually, it's not like that. We can. I know, right? Why do you underestimate your own kind? I almost got disappointed. You guys use the thigh bone area, the main muscle group, to hold the weight. Heavy blank 1 part 10, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it, that's enough, I'll activate the skill. Heavy blank X2 increase the weight. You can do it. While everyone was training, suddenly a stranger intruded into the village of the demon eaters. Are you the monster who kidnapped my student? I think there is a misunderstanding here. I don't know who you are and I'm not the chief here anymore. Your answer is only yes or no. We don't do anything else besides training. What do you mean by that? Oh, he can block a sword with just his hand. She just injured her muscle. This old woman is very dangerous. Are these two guys the ones who kidnapped Block? Yes, that's right. He is him. Block, our owner is coming to save you. Block, where are you? Answer us. We apologize for interrupting your training process, little one, but holding a student of someone else is not a good thing, right? What's going on here? Did you already have a trainer? This will not happen if you tell me from the beginning. But bodybuilding is more fun than sword fighting, right? Be honest. I'm sorry, Master. I like bodybuilding more than sword fighting, eh? The person who came here secretly has a new master for me now. Why? Then we can't do anything else anymore. We have to use force to take you away. After saying that, the mysterious woman swung her sword skillfully towards Hanso, and Hanso quickly moved his muscles to block her attack. This made us feel humiliated by her. We can only do this? You are injured then? Block, why do you want to train to get this body? Yes, Master Hanso nodded proudly. Then follow this way, we and this little one will fight to become your master. The martial art of the winner will determine the outcome of the fight. You may not know this, but bodybuilding is not a martial art. It is the exercises to train and improve your own body. I heard you killed a cocatrice with something called bodybuilding, did you? That was to supplement protein. All I do is to survive. So, bodybuilding has no effect in combat, right? What, did you just say something? Why are you angry? Did that hurt your pride? What is the point of training your body if you can't fight? In other words, it's just garbage. I'll show you what training is for. The chicken leg muscle compression mechanism is activated. I wonder who will win if Mr. Hanso and that girl fight. Look at the body shape of those two. You should understand, body size doesn't mean anything. Master is one of the 10 strongest people on the continent. Activate level 3 Hawkeye skill, human race, master swordsman profession with muscle ratio. Only that much, how can she hurt me? Humans can't use swords to damage muscles. You alien, what kind of martial art are you teaching? And the sword art that I teach is the kind that can help me chop up my enemies with sword chi. Come, let me teach you a few things. Do you know why I call you an alien, even though you look like a human? It's because your magic is red. The redder your magic, the purer your demon blood. In the technique you are using, no human can change shape when fighting. You can change shape if you have determination. Stop pretending to be knowledgeable. That only happens to aliens like you. Humans can only use internal force like this to compensate for their shortcomings when fighting. One sword style, 10,000 swords piercing heart. Even if you try to spread your martial art here, it's useless. Now do you understand, your martial art is just a waste for humans. And you think you can beat me with that shameful martial art? So your opponents were defeated in this way, huh? The opponents you met, were they stronger than me or not? Why do I have to care about that? If they are my opponents, no one can live. We bodybuilders will always try to surpass those who are stronger than us. Now I'll show you that. Block, can I say this? I'm sorry because I thought it would be hard to see you again, so we came to the master's place. We know that doing so will make you hate us, but somehow. What are you two talking about? Why would I hate you guys? You left when we forced you to, right? I came here because I wanted to learn more about bodybuilding. I was going to. I'm going back now. Hanso, why did you let him do it? What kind of martial art are you going to learn? I want to know too. I'm new here so I don't know much. Master, can you teach us? Okay. Follow me. Do you remember when we practiced swordsmanship and the master said what is the most important thing in swordsmanship? That is the lower part. Yes, that's right. With this exercise we are going to do now, we will use the whole lower part of our body. I will focus on my thighs by squatting. Hanso, why did you tell me to learn the right posture first? But if we want to make the exercise more interesting by using weights, then it's not very dangerous, right? It's okay, I will support them from another place. Hanso is still exchanging techniques with the master of those three guys, but it's weird. Where are they going? They are training squats. This is a part of the exercise. Sorry, can I put your exercise into our training program? Really? Why did she change her mind so quickly? I noticed a strong passion in her. I find happiness when I see wet and sweaty bodies forming a united team through training. When the master of those three guys comes back, Hanso pays attention to one thing: his hand is not joking around at all. What kind of training does he do? Okay, I will tell you. Actually, there's nothing much, because my job is to swing my sword all day, so you think I train, right? But I'm curious about other things. Are you okay with teaching people advanced training methods without asking for compensation? It's fine, the more people exercise, the better. Why do you think so? Because you can go to the gym anywhere. Besides, you will work more effectively when you learn more training methods, right? It can be feasible across the continent. I want the culture of healthiness to be widespread. You are funnier, I think. I like you. I will give you a special favor whenever you want. That night, while everyone was eating rice, Block had something to say. Excuse me, Hanso. You may not know, but the city where I live is a very discriminatory place. Not only to the different people, but also to the dark mages and so on. Humans, even the leaders, give preferences. Young people like me care less about those things, but I worry that Hanso and his friends here will get hurt. Hanso was chewing on a chicken bone, hearing that he also felt this is a big problem. Then let's take it slow and think about the trip. Hanso did not answer Block's question, but only cared about the horse's food bowl. The texture of it was crispy and sticky. No doubt. This is the main ingredient of oatmeal porridge, only horses can eat it clean and nutritious like this. This is a serious problem indeed. Look at that boy. He even eats animal feed. It's not even delicious. In the end, the monster is really poor in terms of eating. If a monster heard that, it would be sad. I have tried military food that normal people usually eat. It's usually a bit boring, but do you want to try my food? Is this monster inviting us? I think it's delicious. It has sweetness and freshness, and a bit of spiciness, not to mention the spiciness is very clever. It's amazing. I used to lose my sense of taste, but now I feel delicious. I will tell you the recipe when we get close to the place. So don't insult the monster. It's clear, sir, this monster. She said she is Renault or something? We will continue tomorrow morning. Do you remember you said you would give me a special favor in the morning? Of course I remember. I have decided. I know what I want. I want you to help me with the cereal issue. This is not food for livestock, you know. You heard what people said. I heard you are planning to raise chickens, and feed them cereal. Why not us instead of them eating cereal? It's not a problem for me, but I would feel sad to let you eat food for livestock. That's right, Mr. Hanso. She seems to be a high-ranking person in the human team. Moreover, we are not used to eating cereal either. What did you just say? Say it again for me to hear. They are not wrong. If you want something bigger, then tell me. You can turn your tent into a wooden house. You can wear a warrior's outfit instead of a commoner's clothes, and food, all you need is chicken breast meat. Mr. Hanso likes to eat chicken meat. Not like that, only eating protein, very bad for the body, especially the liver. But if we eat a moderate amount, glycogen starch will produce a substance that helps us build muscle. Actually, oatmeal is a complex carbohydrate that can slow down the digestion process. It has low calories and is rich in nutrients, so it is called the king of cereals on Earth. So, what reward is better than oatmeal? Everyone was speechless, not understanding what this guy was saying anymore. But, the demons felt very excited. What is it? Let us see. I think maybe. That is the secret technique he used to face Lady Renoa. Do you think so? We cannot lose to the monsters. We also eat. Block is also eating. Let's try it together. After eating, the whole group simultaneously called out Hugh's name. Damn it, this dish is not tasty at all. Block, spit it out. It's not delicious. The whole group of athletes also spit it out. It tastes good and is satisfying to chew, but you guys don't see it that way. How does he have talent in eating as well? She will quickly become strong. Well, she is very excited. I don't understand what you are saying, but you seem to know it well. I will start the production process to meet your request. Are you serious, Renoa? You are the best, at least we didn't lose anything. General Renoa returns, opening the city gates. Hanso, do you remember what I said? This is the land of the eccentrics, the strongest nation on the continent, a discriminatory country. The judgmental eyes of the people here make the demons feel unnatural. Why is that? Walk with the right posture, they are looking because you guys have beautiful bodies. Is that so, leader? I'm pretty sure it's not like that. So, under the judgmental gaze of everyone, the group began to walk confidently, showing off their muscles. Why do I like these monsters? At this moment, at Vero's castle. So, you have taught my soldiers how to train, and even fed them livestock food? It's not livestock food but oats, like oatmeal. Indeed, such an impolite person. My general proposed to bring the special monsters to the castle. If it weren't for that proposal, I wouldn't let you enter here, not even a step. Thank you for your generosity. My lord, don't cause any trouble. Just teach our soldiers how to train, then quietly leave. If you have finished your work and also want to learn, I will be your personal trainer. I don't need to do that. How annoying. The generals are too famous to make me worry. How can we change the attitude of the people? This is a good opportunity. Someone, bring the mercenary Tula here. Your guest general will dance with you with his claws. The soldier training area, stop everyone. Today we will have a special exercise. The person standing next to me right now is the special trainer that General Renoa brought into the castle. The Demon Lord Hanso, the Demon Lord what? Isn't he a monster? Why does a monster become our trainer? I know you don't like the new trainer, but if you don't follow his orders, it means you are going against the military law. Hello everyone, I'm Hanso, the special trainer. Today I will guide you on how to train. I don't like the way you look at me, so bow down. Why are you looking at me, doing what Mr. Hanso says? Lie down, tighten your stomach, you bastards. You don't follow? What are you guys doing? Hurry up, this scene is so funny. Everyone, are you listening to that monster? Young soldier, if you call Trainer Hanso a monster, then that action will be considered disrespectful to the general. Do you think so? Mr. Trainer, do you think the order of that monster is the order of the general? Everyone, stand up, do you intend to follow the order of that monster? Keep the honor of a human, military orders are absolute, is there any problem? There are many problems, of course. First, we humans don't listen to monsters like you. Second, the thing you call training, we don't have any reason to practice anything other than swordsmanship. The last problem is that we don't want to learn how to train from uncivilized monsters. Wait a minute, Mr. Hanso. I think I can solve this. For the first problem, the person standing over there. He can represent Mr. Hanso to teach you. So, you all will not have any more problems, right? No. As for the second issue, I do not know if practicing swordsmanship is more useful because I have never tried to compare. Or shall we have a duel to see? As for the last issue, whether it is civilized or not, then let's just try to compete and see those humans there. Are you guys ready? We are ready. These guys are really beyond words. I accept the challenge, coach. This is allowed, right? I am on the side of humans. Where is the other side? Stupid monsters. But I am sorry, I am not the young marshal. Let me show you the fear that the two Tula mercenaries, personally entrusted by the Count, bring. The battle begins, and as soon as this guy charges, he is knocked out cold by the young demon. Hey, are you okay? Is he dead? I see him still twitching. He must still be alive. Don't be too harsh. Are you bragging? I am sorry, leader. Forget it, you didn't mean it. No need to apologize now, because you guys have already lost, so obey my orders. Yes, coach. Unexpectedly, that young man has woken up and is silently activating his power, while the demon turns away. He suddenly charges, intending to sneak attack from behind. But before the sword can even strike down, he is slapped by Hanso into the wall. The next day, Renoa comes to the training area to visit everyone. Hanso, how are you? It is clear that he used magic. I agree. I believe he also used magic in the match. That is why we cannot trust monsters. Coach. I don't quite understand the situation here. Explain what is going on, please. Yes, sir, a battle happened because some people did not want to follow your orders. And then, our soldiers lost, but some people said that the monsters used magic. Hanso, did you really use magic in the battle? I did not bother to do that. Do you believe that monster, sir? I just passed by and heard some interesting things. Tell me what is going on here. Sir, are you on our side, or are you with these monsters? Of course I am on the side of humans. Then who are you listening to? Are you here to train? Get off the horse first, okay? Hanso, I don't think he is here to train. No, sir, I am very unhappy. The guests that you brought caused some problems for our people. A soldier was injured, and that is a very serious issue. How can a lord like me ignore this? As the lord of the Virgos province, I will exile Sir Ryona for 2 years, but seeing Renoa's eyes full of anger, the lord immediately stopped talking. Sir, that cannot happen. Let us kill those monsters. Please withdraw the order. That was close, buddy. Hanso, I'm sorry for bringing you here and not being able to take care of you carefully. Don't worry about that. We are not always welcome. Sir, can we at least let them stay here for 3 months as promised? I will keep my promise. Good, the preparations are done. Everyone, be quiet for me. How dare you talk back to the Lord like that? Do you still call yourself soldiers of this country after this? But sir, I told you to be quiet, you brats. I thought you only discriminated against the monsters, but you also know how to talk back to your superiors, huh? I should step back and let the future seeds have a chance to grow. I wonder, how will this change the future seeds? When I come back, it will be fun. What is she laughing at so creepily? At night, the person who caused trouble with Hanso secretly left the city with a reward. Just doing these things a little more and I will have enough money to not have to do dirty jobs anymore. The bell looks so much like a flower, should I open a flower shop? My dear wife and daughter, wait a little longer, I will be home soon. However, this person did not know that the village where his wife and daughter were had been engulfed in flames. Our hometown welcomes us in such a beautiful way. Dear princess, would you dance with me? The next day, there were 2 demons in the forest hunting slimes. Weren't you just nursing a broken arm? My arm is completely fine now. What are you kids doing with that pile of slimes? It's Mr. Block and General Renoa. Didn't you say you wouldn't come back after going with her? You still haven't answered my question. Mr. Hanso, what do we need this pile of slimes for? Slimes can't even be used as medicine. Come with us, you should see for yourself. Mr. Hanso, we have arrived, Block is here too, and Renoa as well. I just stopped by to see everyone before leaving. I'm also curious, what are you going to do next? Use your chest muscles to corner them. In the end, what do you intend to do with that pile of slimes while watching your students on the training field? I thought that training to build muscle or lifting weights wasn't very effective for the kids. In this case, training them like athletes would surely be more useful, but we don't have enough equipment, so I had to create it. Crafting equipment from slimes, does it look like the dummy you use for speed slicing? No, it's not like swordsmanship. Bring a slime over here. First, once you have a slime, you do this. Take this stone out, it will regenerate in just a few days. So we can leave it out and do this, we will create a hole in the middle of the slime when the regenerating stone is gone. These slimy monsters have incredible elasticity. Next, we will stretch it out like this with our hands. Before it snaps back, there you have a training belt. It will look like this. Renoa, I'm sure you didn't know this, but with it, you can practice many exercises. The elasticity will depend on their color, so we will name them and perform many different exercises. Sir Hanso, why are you thanking and apologizing to me? I guess you don't know, but I used to doubt you. I thought you were pretending to be obsessed with training to get close to humans, but you were really sincere with us. I was really a failed teacher when I couldn't stop the Virgo's domain from becoming a bright country. That's why I endured the Lord's absurdity, but you are different. I believe you can change this country. Change how? Let me see, that's not my specialty. Not that kind of change, so it's like this, not like that either. That's the change I mentioned. Train the monster coach to see what he will teach first. We didn't come here because we were lost or anything. Don't start with weird actions like lying on your stomach, Sir Hanso. Can I leave these kids with you? Of course, the number of new members has increased. Meanwhile, not only around Hanso changed. Our enemy is the immortal monsters. The scary thing about these zombies is that we will also become monsters if they bite us. Be careful, don't let your horses get bitten, and be careful yourselves. Oh warriors, rush to attack them for us. Bowmen, don't wait, if we show up now it will affect others. Just wait a little longer, bowmen, those zombies are just props. The corner of the training camp of the province, as I said, the physical strength of a person used in a day has a certain level. That's why we practice the necessary muscle groups. Do you understand what Sir Hanso just said? Everyone starts stretching with a belt to prepare for the chest push exercise. Today we will do CrossFit instead of chest push. Sir, what is CrossFit? CrossFit is a training method invented by Greg Glassman. It is a method of continuous training without rest with high performance and high intensity exercises. This means that it is an exercise for different muscle groups on the body and it requires us to act in a hexagonal shape. If we form groups and set goals, it will create teamwork, thereby enhancing competition. I have created a list for each group, so if you have anything, ask Galu. Everyone, let's try our best to complete the exercise during training. Occasionally, Hanso hears strange noises. I have heard that sound a few times already. What is it used for? Our Lord has been personally attacking the zombies since they started appearing frequently around the villages near the castle. They are sending signals, requesting more support. It seems the enemy is stronger than they predicted. Look, the core of your body is collapsing. Reduce your weight and train properly. Just as I thought, he doesn't care. According to reconnaissance, we have determined that the enemy base is at the end of this road. This time, let's eliminate them and bring peace to the nation. All troops, deploy, my lord. I fear we have gone too deep into the zombie horde. Zombies lack intelligence, so they cannot strategize. All we need is strength and manpower to destroy them. Look, our soldiers are steadily advancing. Don't slow down, keep moving forward. War relies entirely on the momentum of the offensive. Do not stop until we have wiped out the enemy. Has the person who arranged this whole affair finally appeared?